I just want to pick up on what kind of you raised, because obviously you talked about the customer requirement to actually work out the appropriateness for their workloads. Actually, what you should be doing is I think going through your environment, going through that kind of topology and architecture, and working out where is the most appropriate place to run your workloads. But actually, I think what I've traditionally seen, and certainly it comes down to things like hosting strategy, adoption strategy, relatively homogeneous messages around we shall use this single provider, we shall use this single solution, we shall use this single approach, which doesn't reflect the granularity of what is it, what conditions apply to it, which should be interesting. Have you seen any kind of useful frameworks or good customer use cases around actually getting to that more detailed, more granular breakdown of working out where your things should be run?
To an extent, I think this is still emergent thinking in a lot of customers' cases. Certainly in the customer's ideal, people are still kind of processing that. You know, do I put it in this cloud, or do I keep it on-prem, or do I run these functions in a more hybrid way? And I think that's I think we're still working on what the method should be there. One observation I have is that as you start to build up these complex organizational pictures, you know, with data, when it was all in one place, you know, I could put a probe on the network and I would understand what the traffic was, and that would all be great. As I move to a kind of a hybrid type environment where I've got some data from the cloud, some on-prem, some in a different cloud, you need to think about how you're going to monitor those environments as much as anything else. And so I think, just as a simple example, public sector organizations worldwide, I think only 2/5 of them have a SIEM at all, and less than 1/5 of them have any form of cross-cloud monitoring solution.
Thanks,
Potato. Oh, I know, right? But my point is still they don't actually have any monitoring at all of that capability. And if I'm an adversary, the place I'll probably go to is the edges and the gaps. The fact that all of your edges are on the internet does make for an interesting kind of attack surface. And what you're saying is that, you know, for some workloads you don't want to have the internet involved in that attack surface. That's good, but make sure you're not browsing it as well, because that's a separate risk management. But you should be looking at how to look at monitoring that environment. I think it's probably one of the things that I have on my kind of list of, well, you're going to use this hybrid cloud strategy and approach, fantastic. How are you going to monitor it? What are the controls you're going to put in place to manage those risks?
Makes sense.